The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
How about some breaking Jets news? The Jets have extended the best nickel corner in the league, Michael Carter, a 3-year deal. What does this mean for Haason Reddick? We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show, breaking news edition, and it starts right now.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. The Jets have made a move. Michael Carter has been extended. The best nickel corner in the league has agreed to a 3-year contract extension. He was going into the final year of his deal. And if you've been watching the show, I have been saying for months, do not make the mistake that you made with Bryce Huff. Do not let a young, homegrown, ascending player hit free agency. And the Jets seemingly agreed because they have learned from the Huff mistake, and they have now paid, in my opinion, and the opinion of many, the best nickel corner in the league. Michael Carter only gave up 1.8 catches per game and had a 56% completion percentage against him. This guy is as good as any we have seen at the nickel corner spot in the league. He's gotten better every year. He's a team-first guy. This is the guy you pay. You pay your homegrown players. And Michael Carter certainly is deserving of this new deal. It is a 3-year deal, $30.75 million with over $19 million guaranteed, according to the NFL Network. And this, to me, folks, is an absolute no-brainer. A no-brainer. When you talk about the New York Jets, you talk about their defense. We talk about Sauce Gardner. We talk about Quinnen Williams. I think Michael Carter is maybe the most underrated great player on this team. And I think what he brings to the table, the Jets recognized internally, and that's why you paid him. That's why you paid him. 3 years, an extension that will not kick in till next season. This is a smart signing by the Jets, who typically do not pay any of their own early. Well, for those who have said that, they really haven't had too many players you'd want to pay early. They haven't drafted well enough. They haven't developed well enough with previous regimes. This regime is different. And this is a great sign that they got this done with Carter, because next year we're talking extensions for Sauce Gardner. We're talking extensions for Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Jermaine Johnson. So it's great that you were able to pay Michael Carter and send a message to the rest of the team. You also sent a message to Haason Reddick. And that, to me, is the next takeaway here. So I just got done doing a 2.5-hour stream. So, of course, this happened right after. But on the stream at the end, we learned that the Jets, they restructured some contracts. They restructured the contracts of Tyler Conklin and Quincy Williams to create about $8 million in cap space. And I think a lot of people then see this news with Michael Carter and they go, well, is that why they restructured those deals? And that's not why at all, if you follow the tea leaves here. So let's look at it like this. The Jets did not need to free up cap space for this season for the MC deal. They very easily could have just prorated the signing bonus, pushed that money down the line, instead of having to do contract restructures with Conklin and Quincy. I believe Haason Reddick is close to showing up to Jets camp with some sort of reworked Band-Aid deal. Because they didn't need to sign Michael Carter to create cap space for Haason Reddick. Signing Michael Carter was just good business. Right? Good business to pay one of your own who is going to get paid by someone next year if you let him walk, if you let him hit the open market. So you get it done now. Give the guy security. He wants to be here. You pay him. They didn't need to do this deal, though, to have money for Reddick. They didn't need to restructure the two players we mentioned, Conklin and Quincy, for Michael Carter. They restructured those contracts, in my opinion, to rework something out with Haason Reddick, who was at an event earlier today in New Jersey, and he was seen signing Jets helmets. Kind of feels like, based on the comments Robert Saleh made today, that, hey, depending on what type of shape he's in, yeah, if he shows up, he could maybe play. Kind of feels like the pendulum is starting to swing towards Reddick's going to show up tomorrow. He's going to be there. That's how I interpret all this. But one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Paying Carter has no impact on Haason Reddick from a financial standpoint. But you know what it does? Paying Michael Carter sends a message that the Jets maybe weren't BSing us when they said they're not handing out deals to someone who's not in the building. And that was my big thing a couple weeks ago when Haason made his trade request public and the Jets put it out there that they don't want to negotiate a contract extension with a player that isn't in their building. I tweeted the following on August 13th. If the Jets truly don't want to negotiate a contract extension with a player that isn't in their building, they should prove that to be the case by extending Michael Carter today to send a message to Reddick's camp. They're being honest about that. For what it's worth, the Jets should extend Michael Carter today anyway and learn from the Bryce Huff mistake. Get ahead of it now because Carter is a stud. So you know what? Kind of killed two birds with one stone with that one. You send the message to the Reddick camp and you took care of one of your own. Michael Carter's a phenomenal player. And I think if this team's as good as they're about to be this year, Michael Carter is going to become a household name on the national stage. Because the Jets have been so bad, no one's paying attention. He's one of those guys that's so underrated on the defense. The other impact of this signing is by paying Carter, I think it all but assures DJ Reed is in his walk year with the Jets. He will not be back. And I think DJ Reed's a really good player. That was a phenomenal free agent signing by this general manager. Douglas has certainly had his misses in free agency. DJ Reed is not one of them. But he's 27. He turns 28 in November. I don't know if the Jets are going to be the team that's going to give DJ Reed a third contract. Now, maybe something happens and he doesn't have a market and maybe he would come back in that scenario. I'm not quite sure. But I think by extending Michael Carter, you're making the commitment to have Sauce Gardner as the face of your defense, which he is. Once Rodgers retires, Sauce is the best player on the team, most notable player on the team. And then you have, obviously, Michael Carter, who is so valuable for what he brings in that nickel role. And I think the Jets, with some of their draft picks, right? JBC coming along this summer. Obviously, Quantez Stiggers is a name to watch. Shout out to Nate, parentheses Nate. They probably view the number 2 corner spot as a spot they don't need to invest big money, which DJ Reed has basically outplayed his contract. So I don't think the Jets can pay him and pay Sauce and pay Michael Carter. And next year, Sauce is up for a deal that will make him the highest paid corner in the history of the NFL. So I think this kind of assures DJ Reed's in his walk year. He won't be back. Things change, but that's my read on it. And I do think they're going to pay Sauce next year. It's a no-brainer. But a no-brainer is signing Michael Carter. And this is a great job by Joe Douglas, putting his money literally where his mouth is. We don't negotiate deals with players that aren't in the building. All right. I said, then go sign Michael Carter. They did that. Haason Reddick now needs to get his ass into camp. And I think that happens tomorrow. If he doesn't show up, I think he truly might be one of the dumber athletes we've seen in a long time. His agent might be Le'Veon Bell if he doesn't show up tomorrow. Because now the Jets could basically call the bluff of the Reddick camp and say, show up and we'll talk about your contract. Look what we just did with Michael Carter. So Douglas makes a statement here, and it's also great for the team. Everyone's going to ask about Reddick and what it means. Michael Carter, let's not forget, is a phenomenal football player at one of the hardest positions to be good at. You know how hard it is to be a great corner in the NFL? And this guy's as good as he gets. So I think if you're a Jet fan, you should be pumped up. This is a great move by Joe Douglas, who I've been critical of when he deserves criticism. But Michael Carter getting this deal, I mean, this is the first multi-year extension by a player Joe Douglas has drafted. Think about that. He drafted Aston Davis in 2020. Aston Davis signed a one-year deal. He's a backup. Michael Carter now becomes the first player this GM has drafted and extended, and that's the model. You build through the draft, you supplement in free agency and trades. Rodgers being the biggest supplement in a trade. Well, this team was built through the draft. And so often Michael Carter is not discussed in that conversation, but he's one of the better players this general manager has drafted, and it's good to see that be rewarded. So I'm pumped up. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. Please hit the like button if you're tuned in. If you're a Jet fan, I want to let you all know that I'm hosting the biggest watch party that you've ever seen, baby. Monday Night Football, 6 days from right now. I'll be at T-Squared Social in Midtown Manhattan. Free admission. All you have to do is RSVP. Come on down. We're going to have the game on every TV with the speakers blasting, as Maniac drink specials, giveaways, and much more. Come watch Aaron Rodgers and the Jets against the Niners 6 days from right now at T-Squared Social in Midtown Manhattan. Let's go, Jets. It's all happening, folks. Michael Carter extended, and let's hope Haason Reddick shows up and they redo his deal, give him the $5 million in incentives, and let's call it a day. And let's make sure that 6 days from right now, as many of us are gathered to watch the Jets take the field, Brock Purdy is running for his life.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. 470 of you are watching live right now. Hit the like button. Michael Carter has been extended. A great job by Joe Douglas getting this done. Sends the right message to the locker room. He's been consistent in that, and this is a great, great job by the GM. No other way around it. Boba Jet starts us off with a super chat. There are pictures floating around on Twitter of Haason Reddick signing Jets mini helmets. Let's go. We locked up MC2. JETS, 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 Jets. I mean, the pictures are coming from the Jets beat reporters. Haason Reddick had an event in Jersey City, a charity event, and he signed some Jets helmets. And I went nuts on my previous stream that just ended before this. He could sign Jets helmets, but he can't actually get his own helmet. Reddick better show up tomorrow. He's an idiot if he doesn't. I think he does. Because once again, other than the fact that extending Michael Carter is really good, a lot of people are looking at the contract restructures of Tyler Conklin and Quincy Williams as a sign that, well, they restructured those deals to pay Michael Carter. They didn't need to do that to pay Michael Carter. They could have prorated his signing bonus and sent that money down the line. It would not surprise me if in the middle of my fantasy draft tonight, we get some word on Haason Reddick. And if that happens, there'll be a fifth live stream on the day when I get done with my draft. Unreal. Unreal. All right, let's open it up. Your comments, your questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Jet fans, your thoughts on Haason Reddick. Jet fans, more importantly, your thoughts on Joe Douglas extending Michael Carter to a 3-year deal. Steven writes in, this is far better news than we could have received today. That if Reddick is in the building, the team is finally retaining homegrown talent that deserves it. And I always thought it was unfair when people said, oh, the Jets don't pay their own talent. They haven't had talent to pay. You wanted to pay Jamal Adams? You wanted to pay Leonard Williams? Like, you look when Joe Douglas got here, name me the players that Joe Douglas should have been extending. Sam Darnold? They didn't have enough good players. That was the problem. I think he would have extended AVT if AVT hadn't had 2 season-ending injuries in October the last 2 years. So he'll play on the 5th-year option. Doesn't mean they can't redo his deal after this year. But this is a phenomenal signing, man. There's no other way around it. So I'm in. I'm a big fan of what we got cooking on here. All right, hit the like button if you're tuning in. John writes in, good news on the signing of Haason Reddick. Like ending the day smiling. Agree, Haason Reddick shows up tomorrow now. It just makes too much sense, right? I mean, other than Jamar Chase, there's not a single player that's still dealing with a holdout that I know of. And Jamar Chase is holding in. Dave says, we needed positive news and thankfully received it. Douglas, nice job. Amen. Amen. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Going to open up the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline shortly. But before we do that, today's show is presented by my friends at SeatGeek.
Hey guys, the Jet season is finally here, so I'm excited to share that I teamed up with my friends at SeatGeek so you can get the best possible rate to purchase your Jet tickets all season long. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app on the market. SeatGeek has everything from the Jets to every NFL team, every sporting event, every concert, you name it, SeatGeek definitely has it. They put all their tickets across the web to make sure you're getting a great rate. Each ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so look for the green dots to make sure you're getting the best rate. And you know I came through for you guys, so use promo code JakeAsman for $20 off SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code JakeAsman. Make sure you use my link in the description to download the app.
Let's go, baby. Promo code JakeAsman. Get $20 off your first order. As good as it gets right there. See you at the home opener, Jet fans. Let's go. Can't wait. All right, here we go. NYJ Pod says marathon streams today. Let's go, Jake. I have a feeling there could be another stream later. It wouldn't surprise me if it leaks out Reddick's got some sort of rework deal. Once again, the contract restructures were not for Michael Carter. They were for Haason Reddick, in my opinion. They didn't need cap space to extend Carter. His deal doesn't kick in until next year, and the Jets already have a lot of cap space next year. Now, that cap space is going to thin up quickly because you're going to pay some of your superstars, but they have money. Dolvis writes in, the vibes are high right now. Let's go. If the vibes are high, hit the like button. Turn on gift receipts. Someone's going to make it rain. Make sure you turn on gift receipts so someone can gift you a channel membership. Also, shameless plug. Friday morning inside the Jake Asman merch store, we are dropping a bunch of emoji tees. It's Edgemo week, baby. JakeAsman.com/shop. You'll see it Friday morning at 9. A full line of your favorite emojis on t-shirts. It's going to be awesome. Joe says, how do I turn gift receipts on? Go into your settings, Joe. It's that easy. Let's get to some of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, first up on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is this guy.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
Hey, AJ, what's up? How you doing?
V-Man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is great news. I love this. Like, look, you said it. You said everything, I think, perfectly and articulately. That signing your homegrown guys is a big deal. When was the last time the Jets even signed a day 3 player to an extension like this? When was the last time? I can't think.
Ooh. Last time they signed a day 3 draft pick to it, a multi-year extension.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about that. It's been a while.
that just the fact that you say it's been a while, that those day 3 guys have been really rough for us in recent memory. But no, this is great. You're right. It sends a positive message to the locker room that that you do your part here, you play your ass off, you will be rewarded for your efforts. And, and that's great. And you're right about the Reddick stuff. It's absolutely, man. Freeing up that cap space, freeing up the money this year is not for Carter because Carter's money. You're right. You said charge money doesn't kick until next year, so that money's clearly for Reddick. And if he's signing Jets things, he wouldn't be signing that if he was pissed off with the Jets. He wouldn't be signing that unless they were moving in a positive direction. You're not, if you're pissed off with a team because you're in a contract dispute, you don't go to the team's fans and sign little helmets for them. You're too pissed off to do that. If you're signing those little helmet things, it's because things are going in a positive direction and you're in a good mood. I mean, there's no other logical reason unless he's just crazy.
Is there a logical reason why you're calling us from your kitchen tonight, B-Man?
Oh, well, I'm about to eat dinner. That's why when your show went on.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Just some chicken and some rotisserie chicken, pasta salad, and maybe just a side. And eat with a pretzel.
Give us a little tour.
No, it's kind of a little. Kind of a bit of a mess here, so enough.
Show us your food, V-Man. Come on.
I don't even have the rotisserie chicken. My mom was going to go pick. My mom's picking it up, so she's not going to be home for another few minutes.
So you're standing in the kitchen, but there's no food anywhere to be seen. Do I have that right?
Right. Look. Okay. Oh. Well, there's the pasta salad. You happy now?
Oh yeah. No, hold it up a little higher. Really show it off. There it is.
Hey, you want to know what? I know you've always gotten a little beef on me when I used to cook for Italian. So how about we make a deal? I'll post a video on Twitter of me hand tossing a pizza, and then you can finally put poor Italian back into my feet.
If you post that video and tag me in it, you got yourself a deal.
Sounds like a deal.
You got it, B-Man.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
V-Man, thank you. Michael Carter's been extended, baby. I'm going to start calling you Vincenzo, V-Man, if you send me that video. Let's go. Shout out to Rick Kent. Hit the V-Man emoji. That will be on some shirts coming up. Steven writes in, if you told me in early August that Monday Night Football would 100% be loaded for both teams, I wouldn't believe it. Reddick shows up tomorrow. It's going to send shockwaves to the sports world. I would have believed it, Steven. I never thought we'd get this far along with Reddick. I figured this would be done by now. And I'm not surprised the Niners got deals done with Ayuk and Trent Williams. They always do this. John Lynch likes to mess around, but when push comes to shove, he pays his players. That always happens. And let's see if Douglas and Reddick's agent could get something done. I think they will. I think the fact that they restructured, once again, 2 players they didn't have to restructure for Michael Carter tells me it was Carter first, then Haason Reddick. Because you can't pay Haason Reddick unless you pay Carter first. It doesn't make any sense. Carter's homegrown. He's in the last year of his deal. He showed up. He didn't complain about his contract, so you reward him. Sends the right message. They will do something to Reddick's contract. He will get something from the Jets he didn't previously have. I don't think it's going to be what he wanted, but I think they're going to do something to his contract. V8 the Great's up next on the Gusbuster Hotline. What's up, V8? V8, unmute your mic, my friend.
My guy, Jake, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
My guy is, getting closer and closer, man. So, what do you think is going to have to be the breaking deal? Like, what do you think the number's going to have to be for us to get Haason Reddick? I know something's telling me he's going to want us to, pay up some of the fines he's collected. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around what number he could possibly want. Because, I feel like it's going to have to be incentive-based because, play more players after him. So, that's going to have to be up to him.
I'm thinking it's probably, he wants Danielle Hunter money. I don't think they'll give him that. I think they'll give him maybe a $3 to $4 million pay raise with incentives that can get him another $3 to $4 million. Like they could try and get him close to 22, 23 million, maybe best case scenario. Whatever gets announced is probably not what he's actually getting. The agent's going to put it out there to all the national types to say, look what he got, see? And then we'll see what the actual contract is. He's gonna get a pay bump. He's not gonna get a multi-year deal, though. I don't think they're gonna give him a 2 or 3 year extension. I'd be very surprised if that happened based on what's happened this summer.
Okay. I just tapped into the show. Did we extend Michael Carter?
Michael Carter has been extended. Breaking news. V8. Michael Carter has been extended. Let's go.
So it looks like everybody's coming into this. May the best team win. It's gonna be us. JETS. Jess. Jake, you have a great day.
V8, you as well, my man. Michael Carter has indeed been extended. 3-year deal. First reported by the NFL Network, up to $33 million. $19 million, I believe, was the guaranteed. Great move. Great move. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with your calls right now. This guy, I believe, ended his show just so he could call in to this show.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Okay, hey, I want to talk to this character in there in chat.
Bob, this is a football show about Michael Carter. I don't have time for your beef with this character in the chat.
Well, he should mind his own business. No, I'm not happy right now.
What's wrong?
But I'm happy they signed Michael Carter.
Me too.
No, he said, Bobby's mad. None of your business if I'm mad, okay? Shut the hell up. And what?
Are you mad? What happened?
Well, because you came on all of a sudden, did you see in your background? I got people on my show coming on your show. You see it?
No.
You don't see Nate and all that?
I do not know.
Okay, he doesn't see it, guys. Okay. No, okay, I'm sorry to get so mad, but that guy doesn't even know me. He should shut up and leave me alone. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Bobby, thank you for the time.
Chat, I wish he could get his face on the camera. Because I am happy for you signing. Hopefully, Reddick is very shortly.
Can I go back to doing my job now, Bob? You good?
Yeah, it's gonna be ruin your thing tonight. Your thing if he signs at your thing. Your draft party.
I'll be okay.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, farewell, Bob.
Well, I need to walk more to survive unless Jake is going live. Gotta elevate my leg on Bobby.
Man, Bobby's been so angry since he stopped wearing a hat. Crazy what's happened here. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's get into more of your calls right now. We say hello to Luppy, who joins us now. Luppy, you got to be fired up about this.
Oh, I am definitely fired up. This is just good things to come, and you know it, Jake. I just got to say, first of all, my lamp's bigger than Bobby's lamp. Listen, Jake, I am psyched. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to show them up a little bit. Say, listen, you do what we say, we do what you say, we work together, and the team is going to definitely identify to this, that they're going to be taken care of. Well, Sauce Gardner, everybody else, Remain Johnson, all our great picks that we had, they will be taken care of. And I'm just going to say this is going to send a great message. And he's signing helmets. Something is up. I mean, come on, Jake. Something's up. How is he signing jet helmets and not signing a contract? I mean, come on.
I think that's the next step. I really do think he's there tomorrow because people are confusing. Oh, well, they restructured Quincy and Conklin for this Carter deal. The Carter deal doesn't kick in till next year. They did this early because they wanted to basically do the anti-Bryce Huff. They freed up money this year to create some money for Haason Reddick for 2024. That's what they did here.
And I've been saying it. He's not going to sign until the season starts. His game checks will kick in, and they'll give him some incentives. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's the way it's going. Everything just seems to be changing, Jake, for the Jets. Everything is different this year. Everything just I just getting so psyched. You know how psyched I freaking get. You know, everything is getting so much better, and I'm just psyched. I'm going to run through a freaking brick wall if he signs tomorrow. I swear to God, Jake, I'll be on there. You're going to see me go through a brick wall.
I'd watch that, Luppy. You want to live stream that?
JETS, Jets, yes.
Let's go, Luppy. I love it. Hit the like button for Luppy. Way to bring the energy. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to Nate parentheses Nate. Nate, what's going on, man?
I'm calling in live from the Bobby show, actually. Oh, hold on. I've got you in my headphones too. But yeah, Bobby, it wasn't much. Bobby was frustrated because you went live with breaking news and blah 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 blah.
Well, Bobby, I apologize, but when it comes to breaking news, I'm going to go live. It doesn't mean you have to end the Bobby show.
Oh yeah, I told him be ready for the counterpunch that you would you're always going to go live for breaking news. I agree with everything Luppy said though. Like earlier, everyone to use Bobby's term wanted JD's butt on a stick, and come tomorrow, we're probably going to have Michael Carter signed. And like you said, I'm glad you made that point with the $8 million freed up. It's not for Carter. That's for next year's money. Like that's obviously for Haason Reddick. I'm assuming Haason not showed up today, but basically told his agent to make that phone call that he doesn't want to use game checks. And like the Jets and JD stuck their toes in the sand, and they're going to win. Like we've been saying this for months. They have all the leverage. We said it the same this morning. Is like this guy wants to be a fool and ruin his career. That's pretty much his only option. Is ruin his career. I think he said to his pick.
Agreed. I think he said to his agent, "Get a deal done. I'll show up tomorrow. I'll sign it." I think that's what's happening.
Simple as that. And it's just like everyone that's JD this and JD that. JD's a lot more calculated than you, I, and everyone in chat. He has names for Jets for 2025, 2026, like all of this money and this was all somewhat planned. Obviously, having the guy hold out up until leading up to week 1 wasn't the plan. But again, it's like I said this morning, it's like you couldn't guess this shitty of a situation. Not part of my French when the trade happened. Like it's unfortunate it got here, but no leverage was going to change. JD and the Jets held all the leverage the entire time. They have a premier pass rusher. I'm assuming he's going to show up if he wants to pay and play this year, and if he wants to get paid and play next year, he's going to do it, and he's going to do it for the Jets. I don't care if he's got an Eagles jersey or a fuck JD jersey underneath. Like he can do what he wants as long as he shows up and performs for himself. Go chase sacks like all those Eagles fans claim that he does. He's a sack chaser. Great. Go chase 12 sacks and get the job done for us. But I'm thrilled, and like your first 2 callers said it. Like I love that the Jets are just taking care of their hometown guys. Like they did it with JFM. This is entirely more exciting because we talked about this months ago. With is it Reed or is it going to be Carter? And I think the nickel position is harder to find and it's a little bit cheaper. So when you're talking about a specific number in the salary cap, I'd rather squeeze in what the 11 million he's going to make. It's a 19 guaranteed. So if you get 2 years out of him, it's already worth it. It makes more sense than giving Reed, mega money. And I think you've made all the correct points with signing Sauce, and we all see the vision. It's just coming to fruition now. It's beautiful. Now we just got to stack the W's on top of it.
Nate, would you say that the fortunes for the Jets and this fan base turned this afternoon when this was officially added as an Edgemo for channel members?
I want to say between that and Haason knowing that I ordered the wax this morning, when he probably saw that in chat, it's happening now. We're waxing live on your show week 1, assuming he shows up this week and he's going to play. Even if he doesn't play in San Francisco, if he signs a contract and puts a pen to paper, we are waxing shoulders, back, chest. I put a 37. We'll put Stigger's name in my hair. It'll be quite the scene.
Tremendous, Nate. Excellent job out of you. I appreciate the call.
Thanks for all the time, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nate parentheses Nate. You can now go back to the Bobby show. Apparently, Bobby's mad that I went live. Well, Bobby, I apologize. But Michael Carter was signed to a 3-year extension, and you best believe I got to talk about it. Shlomo writes in, let's go Carter. Plays like 4 positions. 11 mils is still for a future extension. See Haason getting shut down and MC getting rewarded so they don't hold out. Once again, when Joe Douglas played we won't extend someone who's not in our building, and then they leaked out what type of message did that send to Michael Carter? I said, okay, that's fine. Now pay Michael Carter. Took a little bit, but they did. So I got respect for that. Now let's get Reddick signed to a Band-Aid contract, and let's go make Brock Purdy run for his life in the opener. And this team's winning 12 games and winning a division title. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's fired up. Purple Belt Mike is next. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, baby. Let's go. This is the first day 3 pick that got extended since Quincy Enunwa. That means,
wow,
1, JD is a good GM because he can draft, and now we can extend these boys, baby. Reddick is next. Show up or put up, baby. Let's fucking go.
Mike, thank you very much. You know, it's funny. Mike doesn't curse when he calls into ESPN New York, but it's only on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, I was waiting for the memberships to flow. We got good news. Luppy's the first to do it. 5 spot of channel memberships. We're just gifted. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go, JD. Here we go. 5 spot from the Lup Man. The Lup Man delivers. Mark Lab Munyon. Bob P. You are a channel member. Keith A. Joe M. E.K. Lambert 924. You all are channel members as well.
Oh, nice.
That like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help me try and get to 40,000 subscribers. Click the subscribe button on the right-hand side. It helps the channel continue to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with your calls right now. This guy always brings us vast knowledge on the Jets. We say hello to Charles, Eugene, M. Gorman. Hello, Charles.
Hey, Jake. I'm very happy about this. Michael Carr is an excellent player, as you mentioned. He's one of the best, if not the best, slot corner in the National Football League. He's been a very good football player since his rookie year back in 2021. Has definitely established himself as not only one of the better corners in the NFL, but as one of the best players Joe Douglas has drafted within his past few years as the Jets GM. And hopefully this sends a message, a positive, or should I say a more influential message to Haason Reddick that if you want to get a contract, if you want to get paid, you got to show up, baby. Because if you want to hold out and act like a grumpy pants because you're not getting the money you want to be paid, well, excuse my language, tough titties. You got to show up to get paid. You got to show up. You got to show up, man. I mean, look what Brendan Ayuk did. He showed up. Jamar Chase showed up.
What did you just say? Tough what?
Titties.
Calm your freaky down.
Sorry, ladies.
I've not heard that term before, Charles.
Okay. Anyway, good job, Joe Douglas. You remind me why I like you as a general manager in the first place. Keep up the good work, and that's all I got to say.
Joe Douglas has got some big breasts.
Pause. Anyway, thank you, Jake. Have a good day.
That's it, Charles? I guess that's it. This has been some day, folks. For those of you who have seen, this is my 4th stream, 3rd Jet stream. God bless. God bless.
B-Mac, look at my TV. B-Mac, I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets, go Jets.
Hey, Jake. I'm C-Mac. I'm back again. I just want to apologize for my language. I didn't mean no harm. I should watch what I say. But all I should say is, Charles, you know, you need some woman, man. Some good, fresh woman. You know, I got Latino woman. I got white woman. I got Asian women. I got all the women in the world. But I just want to say is shout out to Joe Douglas for getting Michael Carter deal done. Now, Haason Reddick, it's your turn to show your ass up tomorrow at Fulham Park, my friend. I gotta get back to my strip club.
B-Mac, hey you hater guy, Allen sucks and JJ can kiss my ass before I wipe.
B-Mac, the C-Mac bit is brutal. All right. Combined with the Ricky NY internet. Good God. I guess the chat disagrees. The chat seems to like the C-Mac bit. I'm on the record. I do not. Little Soup says, God bless Jake Asman. I am so hungry. You have no idea, Little Soup. I'm working hard today, man. I got a fantasy draft in an hour. So we had back-to-back callers where one caller used the phrase, tough titties. And then the next caller used the phrase good, fresh women. Unbelievable. I mean, good God. Mike says, I hate the bit so much, it's almost good. I mean, it is such a bad bit. It almost is good. That's the problem. I have open phone lines for what it's worth. I don't know if I want any more calls, but if you want in, last chance before we break for good. We'll be back tomorrow. Robbie Sabo's coming on tomorrow. Rich Simini's coming on tomorrow. We'll be live at 10:30 a.m. with Sabo. Rich will be joining us at 4. I think we'll get Reddick news maybe tomorrow. Lane Train's in the house. Oh, the show's about to get even better. How do you feel about Brandon Johnson and CJ Mossy? I feel good, Lane. I love both guys dearly. In fact, CJ Mossy is a cousin of mine. Boomtown says, Jake, can you tell it's almost time for real football to start? I hope. Scott says, I think the Jets need to start playing. I agree. Can we fast forward to 6 days from now? You love Bob says, I'll never forget Michael Carter II's first game. First third down of the season. Panthers run a slot fade with Terrence Marshall. MC2 played it perfectly and got the pass breakup. I know that he would be a beast. I mean, Michael Carter's signature jet play he was robbed of by that BS roughing call in the Patriot game in 2022 at MetLife. Jets should have been up 17-3 that day. They win that game. Who knows how the rest of the season goes. He also had the interception on Mahomes last year where they called the horse crap hold on Sauce. That was Taylor Swift's in the house. We can't let her lose. That was a horse shit that night too. Excuse my language. C checks in with a super chat. Jake, Chipotle on Uncle C. C, you're the man. I could tell you your super chat will be put to good use. I will be purchasing a fat bowl of Chipotle right after this. You called the MC2 extension weeks ago. Something big is looming. It just made too much sense. Like, if you're going to try, if your stance publicly with Haason Reddick is we're not going to sign a player who's not in our damn building, then sign the guy who deserves an extension, who is in your building, who has outplayed his rookie contract, who's going into his walk year. Good football teams do what the Jets just did. That's why, despite some of the issues I've had with the GM at times, for the most part, Joe Douglas knows how to run a team. Like, he has built a really good roster. He has paid the right guys. He has drafted players well at premium positions. Like, Mike McCagnon took 2 safeties in the first 2 rounds of a draft. We were an unserious franchise when you're doing that. Douglas hasn't hit on every pick, but at least he's used first-round picks on quarterback, edge rusher, offensive line. He's drafted more offensive linemen than any Jets GM has in years. It didn't work with Becton, but he didn't get discouraged. He still then took AVT, right? He still went out there and doubled down with Olu and Tippmann. Like, you could say a lot of things about Joe Douglas. At least he knows, like, how to build a team from, like, a positional standpoint. And paying Carter is a great move. This guy is a phenomenal player. And unless you watch the Jets like we sickos do every game, you wouldn't know how good Michael Carter is. You just wouldn't. The Lane Train asks a phenomenal question, one that I know everyone was thinking about on a night like tonight. Do you like KFC chicken? Lane, I love KFC chicken, but I don't love it as much as I love Charles Gorman's mother's chicken soup.
Charles, I need some more of that chicken soup.
All right. If I'm ranking chickens, though, give me a Chick-fil-A chicken or my favorite, Raising Cane's. Rob says, will you do another show if Reddick signs tonight? I mean, does Bobby Midnight sit in an orange chair? Obviously. More calls right now. We go to Sonny, who's up next. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, Jake, how are you, man?
What's up, Sonny? How are you?
Just to add a little bit to C-Mac over there, I mean, the guy actually said a good, fresh woman.
I believe that was the comment that was made on the record. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if she wasn't good and fresh, I guess she would be like old and stale, expired or something.
I'm not familiar with the term, so
Right.
legally I've been asked to not comment on it.
Okay. Anyways, really glad they signed Michael Carter. It's good to have some positive news with all this Reddick nonsense. And, Carter's a great player. I'm glad they locked him up for another. That's a 3-year deal, but that probably means realistically like 2 years, I'm thinking, or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see what the contract actually reads. I mean, based on the guarantees, it's probably a 2-year deal.
Right. What do you think happens with Reddick?
I think he gets some sort of Band-Aid contract where he gets some money, incentives, and I think he shows. I don't know if he plays week 1. I don't know what type of shape he's in, but I think there's a lot of evidence to point to the fact that we get some news tomorrow about Haason Reddick signing a deal, and he'll be with the Jets on the practice field, by the end of this week.
I hope so, Jake, because after losing Bryce Huff and JFM and all of those guys, we were really banking on them tying up Reddick, and originally we all thought it wasn't going to end up being a big deal. How would they trade for a guy and then not get him on the contract? But here we are. And then Salah's comments earlier, how annoying was that? He's not disappointed with the Haason Reddick situation. I mean, this is a guy who, when they first brought him in, he was being talked about as this fiery head coach, a leader of men, sort of like a Rex Ryan type guy. And to me, he's more like a guy that does yoga or something.
I mean, I'm not going to kill Salah for that comment, though. I mean, that's
right. I get it, but still, it's
he's trying to not create a headline. He's trying to focus on the players that are there. He's not Rex. This would be totally different if Rex was the coach. But Rex also had more more pelts to stand on when in his first year he went to the AFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback. So like comparing how Salah's handled this versus Rex with Revis, it's like two totally different things.
I agree with you absolutely, and I just want to say real quick that the show is great, and I really thank you, Jake, for all the content you put out. It's really amazing stuff.
Hey, Sonny, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling. I know you used to call a lot more. Hopefully, now with the season here, you'll be a regular again, my man. Appreciate you. Hit the like button for Sonny. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We welcome on a very big, giant fella. We say hello to the big fella. What's up, big fella?
Hey, Jake. Jake, this is a great signing. I'm really happy about this signing. It's about time we got some talent and we're able to re-sign it. Michael Carter's the type of player that you want. He doesn't complain. He does his job. It's one of the toughest jobs in the NFL. And he's the guy. He's the type of guy that the team can, build with. I mean, it's a great sign, and JD did a great job. I wish it was a little earlier, but that's just me complaining. But no, he's phenomenal, and I'm just really excited for this signing, and looking forward to him going up. I think he'll go up against Debo. You think he'll go up against Debo or?
I think it's gonna be matchup based. I do hope though at certain points of the game they let Sauce shadow Ayuk. I think he could be matched up on Debo a couple of times. He also will probably be matched up on Kittle too.
Okay, cool. Well, like I said, great signing. We'll see what happens with Reddick, but looking forward to Monday. And can you tell that people are itching for football with the way calls have been today? I mean,
we've gotten some calls today that I'm still trying to process. I haven't had any time to process because I feel like I literally have been streaming this entire day today.
Well, you kind of have.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have. But, Jay, keep up the good work, my man, and go Jets.
I appreciate you, big fella. Thank you for calling in and for all your support. Nate says, thanks for pushing Nate Squatch over the finish line, TBF. That's right. If it wasn't for the big fella's 10 spot of memberships earlier, this wouldn't be in a this wouldn't be in Edgemo right now. We've only had 5 memberships in this show. I'd love to make it rain one more time before we sign out. Appreciate everyone tuned in. Lane wants to know, how do you feel about the sign Reddick? If they sign him, I'll be pumped, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked for memberships, and just like that, Felix Campos appears. Felix, you really are the man.
Felix Campos, he wonderful, wonderful guy. He gives a lot of gift memberships and loves the Jake Asman Show. Take the money.
Yeah, buddy. Here we go. NY Flight Jets Talk. That's our buddy Connor Long, Aaron Quinanis, Omari, Pocono Jet, Dylan Barr, Dub74, Charles Sanders, Jet Fan for Life, Bryce, Howden. You are all officially channel members. Oh, forgot about Ross as well. I mean, Felix was just waiting, man. And you know what? I got quite the reward for all of you who have been watching the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone who does not need any introduction. His name is, you know what? Wait. Hold. We got a 10 spot of memberships to celebrate first. Rob Basil just dropped a 10 spot of channel memberships. Are you kidding me, Rob? Are you freaking kidding me?
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
All right, I got a special guest coming on, but first, we handle business. Rob, thank you, my man. 10 spot. Mad Willie. Keen Brown, Ron Weiss, Veterans Fitness, Mr. Oski Moski, Sea-Dog McGinty, Daniel Meza, Timothy Moore, D-Rock, Kaz. You guys are all channel members. If you haven't been gifted a membership yet, you probably have not hit the subscribe button to this channel. That's your own fault. Hit the like button. That's free to do as well. And click on Rob's name right now or Felix's name and hit turn on gift memberships. And you will be gifted one if the algorithm wants to choose you. All right. Now we got some housekeeping out of the way. We do this.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. Oh, hi, Jake.
Hey, Lane.
Oh, so I heard the news that the Jets signed Michael Carter.
They did.
How do you feel?
I feel good. You know, he's a really good player. I think it sends the right message to the locker room as well. Good move. Great move.
How do you feel about Reddick? Do you think they'll sign him?
I think Haason Reddick might not get a new deal. I think Haason maybe gets a new deal tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully they'll sign him.
Absolutely.
And also, thank you for putting me in the park reading the newspaper in a suit.
You look good in a suit.
How did you do that? Wait, that's me wearing a blue suit, the other suit you were saying.
Are you Ron Burgundy, Lane?
Yeah, that was me. You put my face on it, that looks pretty good, I gotta tell you.
You're a handsome guy, Lane.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm drinking something. All right. So going back to what I was saying. Yeah, so that's a good pickup, I gotta tell you. Actually. And yeah, I had a nice Labor Day. I had some beer. I
heard you had a lot of beer, Lane. You didn't have some. You had a lot.
I had Coors Light last night.
Wow.
Believe it or not. I couldn't drink it all. It was so heavy. Counting down on the burger and like fries and stuff. It was pretty good that I cooked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta go right now. So thank you for taking my call.
Lane, anytime you want to call in, you're always welcome.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Thank you, Lane. What a call. What a call. Lane is Ron Burgundy. Ryan checks in with an Asmaniac super check. Carl Sheffers assigned to the Jets-Niners game as a ref. He was the ref in last year's opener against Buffalo and the New England home game from 2022. I did not know that. I don't know if it matters, but I appreciate the info. Carl Sheffers. Oh, if he's reffing the game and he did last year's home opener, I hope it's the same result besides Rodgers being done for the season. If the Jets could win and Aaron Rodgers plays the entire game, I would sign for that now. I think the 445 of you watching live and the thousands who will watch this video after the fact would all agree. Felix writes in, let's go. Great job by Douglas. I always believe we're going to sign MC. Just glad to be jumped on it sooner than later. Super hype on the signing. It's a great move. It's a great move because you paid one of your own. He's a phenomenal player. It sends the right message to the locker room. He's a homegrown Jet. And it sends a great message to the Reddick camp that you aren't BSing with we're not going to negotiate a deal with a player who's not in camp. I love it. Rob's calling his shot. 31-21 Jets and Sauce has a pick 6 in the opener. Rob, if Sauce Gardner has a pick 6 and a Jet win, you pick an item from the merch store and I'm sending it your way. All right. No doubt about that one. Let's see. Charles says, love the show. Always, Jake. Thank you, Charles. Any relation to Charles Gorman? Nate says, Jake is like Oprah with the merch store. I really am, Nate. Now, that would be a funny Gator video. You get a car. Instead, you get an Asmaniac t-shirt. You get an Asmaniac hat. You get an item. All right, we're going to wrap up shortly. Gators writes in, where's Gary? Waiting for his Douglas still sucks take. I mean, if you think Gary is going to give this general manager any credit unless they go 20-0, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. Speaking of merch, Edgemo Week, Friday morning. All the emojis in t-shirt form. If you plan on buying any of the shirts we're going to launch in the store at jakeasman.com on Friday, might I recommend you sign up for my Patreon? You'll save 15% on every item in the store. So if you plan on buying merch, you might as well join the Patreon because the money you sign up for the Patreon, you're going to save more than that with the discount you get when you're a Patreon member in the merch store. Patreon.com/JakeAsmanShow. Hey, huge shout out to Rubino, Ed Keller, and Jeff Della Rocca for being our 3 most recent Patreon subscribers. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for your support. All right. I think we are done here. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Thank you to Felix and Rob and Luppy for gifting some memberships. All the super chats, you guys were great. I've done 4 shows today, 3 on the Jets. So I am pooped. I got a fantasy draft in less than an hour with a bunch of the Asmaniacs. I got the 3rd pick in the draft. I don't want you guys to tell anyone, but I'm targeting a very specific player with that pick.
Bruce Hall.
I guess we'll find out if I can get him. Not feeling very confident considering it's a league of Jet fans. Anyway, thank you all for your support. Like the video on the way out. Thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring. Reminder, promo code JakeAsman for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. So if you're going to any Jet games and you're buying tickets, use promo code JakeAsman with SeatGeek, and I'll save you guys $20 with your purchase. Thanks again to everyone who tuned in. The Jets have signed Michael Carter. Please, Haason Reddick, show up and sign the deal. I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS, Jets.
Lane, what's going on?
I don't think the Buffalo Bills could wear white if the Jets are wearing white. It doesn't make sense. Garrett Wilson and the Jets have a new coach. His name is going to be no more Robert Saleh. He also has to like keep talking to his players going into the locker room. Attention, please. We have to do better going into tonight's game. We have to play better. We got to move the ball around. We have to focus more. And we also have to do a lot of other passing.
So they need to hear that before week 1.
Yeah, and it's funny how you put me in a suit in the draft and I da-da-da. Wait, you did that? Or you took somebody's suit and put it on me? The pick goes to Noble out of college. You gonna pick a blue suit for me? What am I, Anchorman? From I looked like from that movie, the Anchorman movie. I'll let you go. Bye.
You can't teach greatness, folks.
Let's go, baby.